I had put down $50,000 as the down payment on the house we were buying together and was reviewing the final mortgage documents when I saw her marital status listed as married. I called the broker to correct the error, and he said, no error. She provided her 2019 marriage certificate as proof of legal name change. Hey friends, please subscribe and turn on notifications, like this video, and leave a comment with your impressions. This will be a great help. Thank you. We never tire of reminding you. It's all thanks to you. Spokane in mid-April starts to shake off winter in earnest. The Spokane River running high with snow melt. The lilacs not quite blooming yet, but close. Everyone opening windows and remembering what fresh air feels like after months of heating season. I'm 38. Work as a fire inspector and safety engineer for the city of Spokane, the kind of job where you're constantly reviewing building plans and conducting inspections, where attention to detail can mean the difference between a safe structure and a disaster waiting to happen. You learn to check everything twice, to never assume paperwork is correct, to verify what people tell you against documented reality. Carly is 33, works as an interior designer for a mid-sized firm downtown, managing residential and commercial projects across Eastern Washington. Creative, organized, always juggling multiple client renovations, constantly showing me mood boards and material samples and 3D renderings. We'd been together for 2 years and 3 months, talked seriously about buying a house together for the past 6 months. Not just vague future planning. Actual house hunting, mortgage pre-approval, the whole process. The house situation had developed over the winter. We'd been renting separately. Me in a duplex near Manitou Park, her in an apartment in Kendall Yards. But we spent most nights together, and it made financial sense to buy something together. Build equity instead of paying rent. Real adult commitment. We'd found a house in early March. South Hill neighborhood, 3-bedroom craftsman, needed some cosmetic work, but structurally sound. I'd done a thorough inspection myself. Checked the electrical, the furnace, the roof, the foundation, everything. $280,000, which was reasonable for Spokane. We'd put in an offer, got accepted, started the mortgage process. The down payment question had come up immediately. We needed 20% down to avoid PMI, $56,000. Carly had about $6,000 saved. I had $70,000 in savings and investments. I'd suggested, I'll put down $50,000, you put down your $6,000. That gets us to the 20%. We'll both be on the title as equal owners. We'll split the mortgage payment 50-50 going forward. Clean and fair. She'd been hesitant. Said it wasn't fair that I was putting in so much more. I'd insisted. I had the money. She didn't. We were building a future together. The important thing was that we'd both be equal owners and we'd split everything going forward. She'd agreed. We'd structured it through the mortgage broker. I'd wire $50,000. She'd wire $6,000. Both our names on the title as joint tenants with right of survivorship. Equal ownership regardless of down payment contribution. I'd wired the $50,000 on April 2nd. Got the confirmation that it had been received and applied to our loan application. Closing was scheduled for April 22nd, 10 days away. Everything had been moving smoothly. Final inspection done. Appraisal came back good. Title search clear. Just waiting for final mortgage approval and signing. That Tuesday afternoon, April 15th, I got an email from our mortgage broker, Dennis. Subject, final loan documents for review. Closing in 7 days. The email had 3 PDF attachments. Loan estimate, closing disclosure, and the final mortgage application with all our information. I opened them during my lunch break. Started reviewing carefully. This was $50,000 of my money and a $280,000 loan. I was going to read every single page. The loan estimate looked good. Interest rate was what we'd locked in. Monthly payment matched our expectations. Closing costs were in line with what Dennis had projected. The closing disclosure, same thing. All the numbers checked out. My $50,000 down payment was listed, Carly's $6,000, loan amount correct, everything aligned. Then I opened the mortgage application. This was the full application we'd both filled out weeks ago with all our personal information, employment history, income, assets, debts. Started reading through it. My section looked correct. Employment history at Spokane Fire Department, salary, my bank accounts, everything accurate. Got to Carly's section. Read through her employment information. Interior designer at Northwest Design Group. Salary listed, all correct. Then I got to the personal information section. Legal name, Carlisle Marie Patterson current address. Her Kendall Yards apartment. Social security number. Redacted date of birth. March 14th, 1992 marital status. Married. I stopped. Read it again. Marital status. Married. That had to be an error. Carly wasn't married. We were buying a house together as unmarried partners, planning to get engaged eventually, building toward marriage in our future. I scrolled down further. There was a section about legal name changes. Has your legal name changed since birth? If yes, provide documentation. The answer was marked yes. Documentation provided. Marriage certificate, Carlisle Marie Henderson to Carlisle Marie Patterson, dated June 15th, 2019, King County, Washington. I stared at the screen. Marriage certificate. From 2019. 5 years ago. Carlisle Marie Henderson had married someone with the last name Patterson in June 2019 in King County, which was Seattle. I pulled out my phone and called Dennis, our mortgage broker. Hey Aiden, what's up? Everything looked good in the documents. Dennis, I'm looking at the mortgage application. Carly's marital status is listed as married. That's an error, right? She's single. No, that's correct. She provided a marriage certificate as documentation for her legal name change. Henderson to Patterson. Married in 2019. She told me she changed her name because Henderson was her stepfather's name and she went back to her biological father's name, Patterson. That's not what the documentation shows. The marriage certificate shows Carlisle Marie Henderson married to. I heard him clicking through files. James Michael Patterson, June 15th, 2019, Seattle. My stomach dropped. She's currently married? Legally married right now. According to the documentation she provided, yes. The marriage certificate doesn't show any divorce decree. Is this a problem? Dennis, I need you to pull that marriage certificate and send it to me. Right now. I can't send you her personal documents without her permission. Dennis, I just put $50,000 down on a house with someone who apparently has a husband I don't know about. I need to see that marriage certificate. Let me call you back. He hung up. I sat in my truck in the fire department parking lot, hands shaking. Carly had a marriage certificate from 2019. She was legally married to someone named James Michael Patterson. She'd used that marriage certificate, her legal proof of marriage to another person, as documentation for the mortgage we were applying for together. My phone rang. Dennis. Aiden. I spoke with my supervisor. Given the unusual circumstances and the fact that you're a co-applicant who's provided the majority of the down payment, we're going to send you the marriage certificate. But this is highly irregular, and we may need to halt the mortgage process until we understand the situation. Send it. And yes, halt everything until we figure this out. Sending now? You'll have it in 1 minute. The email arrived. One attachment, marriage certificate, Patterson.pdf. I opened it. Official King County, Washington marriage certificate. Date of marriage, June 15th, 2019 bride. Carlisle Marie Henderson, age 27, residence, Seattle, Washington groom. James Michael Patterson, age 29, residence, Seattle, Washington officiant. Name, witness signatures. 2 names. Official seal. Official signatures. Legal document. Carly had gotten married 5 years ago in Seattle to a man named James Michael Patterson, and she'd never mentioned being married. Not once in over 2 years together. I sat there trying to process this. Then I did what I do professionally when documentation doesn't match what I've been told. I investigated further. Opened my laptop. Always kept it in my truck for work. Searched Washington State court records for divorce filings. Searched Carlisle Patterson and James Patterson, divorces filed in Washington. Nothing came up. Searched broader, Patterson, Carlisle. Any legal proceedings. Found one result. Name change petition, King County, 2019. Carlisle Marie Henderson petitioning to change name to Carlisle Marie Patterson. Reason marriage. Granted June 20th, 2019. No divorce filing. No dissolution of marriage. Nothing indicating that the 2019 marriage to James Patterson had ever ended. I searched public records for James Michael Patterson in Washington State. Found him. Age 34, current address listed in Seattle, Fremont neighborhood. Occupation listed on professional licensing records. Software engineer, works for Amazon. Clicked through to his LinkedIn. Profile photo showed a man about my age, tech professional, listed as senior software engineer at Amazon. Relationship status, married. His Facebook was mostly private, but his profile picture was visible. Photo of him with a woman. The woman was Carly. Photo looked recent. They were at what looked like Cary Park in Seattle, Space Needle in the background, both smiling, his arm around her. The photo was dated March 2025. Last month. I felt sick. Scrolled through what I could see of his public posts. Not much. Facebook was locked down. But there were a few public check-ins. February 2025. Check-in at Canlis Restaurant in Seattle. Tagged with Carlisle Patterson. Anniversary dinner with my beautiful wife. January 2025. Check-in at Whistler Blackham Ski Resort. Tagged with Carlisle Patterson. Ski weekend with my love. December 2024. Photo from what looked like a Christmas party. Carlisle was in the photo. Caption: Amazon holiday party with the wife. I sat there staring at my laptop screen. Carly had a husband, James Patterson. They were still married. Still together. Still going on dates, taking trips, attending parties together. And she'd been with me for over 2 years. Living in Spokane. Telling me she was single. Buying a house with me. I pulled up her Instagram on my phone. Her account was public for professional reasons. She posted interior design, work to attract clients. Scrolled through recent posts. Lots of design content, before and after photos, client projects. Some personal photos, her hiking, at restaurants, with friends in Spokane. Nothing about James. Nothing about Seattle. Nothing about being married. Checked her tagged photos. Found several from a Seattle-based friend's account over the past year. Group photos, friend gatherings. In some of them, James was present. In one photo from 2 months ago, James and Carly were together at what looked like a concert, clearly a couple. I screenshot everything. The marriage certificate. James's Facebook posts. The tagged Instagram photos. All of it. Then I called Carly. Hey, what's up? Are you done with work? Where are you right now? I'm at the office, working on the Henderson project. What? I need you to come to my place. Right now? We need to talk. Is everything okay? You sound weird. Just come to my place. Now. Aiden, you're scaring me. How long will it take you to get here? 20 minutes. What's going on? I'll explain when you get here. Just come. I drove home to my duplex. Sat in the living room with my laptop and all the evidence pulled up on the screen. 25 minutes later, Carly's car pulled up. She came inside looking worried. Aiden, what's wrong? Did something happen? Sit down. She sat on the couch. I stayed standing. I got the final mortgage documents today. From Dennis. Okay. Is there a problem with the loan? There's a problem with your marital status. Her face went white. You're listed as married on the mortgage application. Dennis said you provided a marriage certificate as proof of your name change from Henderson to Patterson. Aiden, I can explain. Are you married to James Michael Patterson? She didn't answer. Carly, are you legally married to someone named James Patterson? Yes, she whispered. Since when? Since 2019. June 2019. That's 5 years ago. We've been together for over 2 years. You've been married the entire time we've been together. It's complicated. Are you still with him? Still in a relationship with James? She started crying. Yes. I felt like the floor had dropped out from under me. You have a husband in Seattle. You're still with him. And you've been with me in Spokane for 2 years. I didn't mean for this to happen. Which part didn't you mean to happen? The part where you married someone in 2019? The part where you started dating me in 2023 while married? The part where you let me put $50,000 down on a house with you while you have a husband? All of it. None of this was planned. Explain it to me. Explain how you're married to someone in Seattle while buying a house with me in Spokane. She was sobbing now. James and I got married in 2019. We lived in Seattle together. Everything was fine until 2022. I got a job offer here in Spokane with Northwest Design Group. It was a big opportunity. James couldn't leave Seattle, his career at Amazon, his family is there. We tried long distance. And then you met me. Yes, I met you in early 2023. We started dating. I liked you. I was lonely in Spokane. The long distance thing with James was hard. I didn't think it would become serious with you, but it did. Did you tell James about me? No. Does he know you're in a relationship with someone in Spokane? No. Does he know you're buying a house with me? No. So you've been living a double life. Married to James in Seattle, dating me in Spokane, and he doesn't know I exist. I see him on weekends sometimes. I tell you I'm going to Seattle for work or to visit friends. I'm actually going to see him. I thought about all the weekends over the past 2 years where Carly had gone to Seattle. Client meetings, or visiting college friends, or design industry events. She'd been visiting her husband. How often do you see him? Maybe 2 weekends a month. Sometimes 3. And when you're in Seattle, you're living as his wife. Yes. Going to Amazon holiday parties with him. Posting anniversary dinners on his Facebook. Taking ski trips to Whistler. How did you? I found his Facebook. Found the photos of you two together. The check-ins, the posts calling you his wife. All from the past few months while we've been planning to buy a house together. Aiden, I love both of you. You don't love me. You can't love someone while lying to them about being married for over 2 years. That's not fair. What's not fair is me putting $50,000 down on a house with someone who has a husband. What's not fair is you using a marriage certificate, proof of your marriage to another man, as documentation for a mortgage with me. What's not fair is you planning to commit mortgage fraud by buying property while concealing your marital status. What do you mean mortgage fraud? You provided a marriage certificate showing you're married to James Patterson. Then you applied for a joint mortgage with me. If we'd gone through with closing, you'd be buying property with me while legally married to someone else. That's fraud. And if you and I had gotten married like we talked about, that would be bigamy. You'd be married to 2 people. I wasn't going to let it get that far. You already let it get this far. We're 7 days from closing. I wired $50,000. We were buying a house together. I was going to figure it out. When? Before or after we closed on the house? Before or after you committed fraud? Before or after you explained to James that you bought a house with your boyfriend in Spokane? She didn't answer. Does James think you're living alone in Spokane? He thinks I have roommates. So he doesn't know you've been in a serious relationship with me for over 2 years. Doesn't know you're buying a house. Doesn't know anything about your actual life here. I kept meaning to tell him. To tell both of you. I just didn't know how. Here's how. I'm married to someone in Seattle, and I can't buy a house with you. That would have been a good start. 2 years ago, I pulled out my phone and called Dennis. Dennis, it's Aiden Chun. I need you to cancel the mortgage application and refund my $50,000 down payment immediately. I figured this was coming. I've already started the paperwork. The application is canceled. Your down payment will be refunded within 3 business days. Thank you. I hung up. Looked at Carly. The mortgage is canceled. The house sale is canceled. I'm getting my money back. Aiden, please, we can figure this out. There's nothing to figure out. You're married. You have a husband. You've been lying to me for over 2 years. We're done. What am I supposed to do? Go back to Seattle. To your husband. The man you're actually married to. James doesn't know about any of this. That's between you and James. But you should probably tell him before he finds out some other way. Like when the mortgage fraud investigation starts. There's not going to be an investigation. There might be. You provided a marriage certificate to a mortgage broker while applying for a joint mortgage with someone who isn't your spouse. That raises legal questions. Dennis is required to report suspicious activity. You might want to talk to a lawyer. You're going to ruin my life. I'm not ruining your life. You ruined your life when you decided to maintain 2 relationships in 2 cities while lying to both partners. I'm just stopping you from committing fraud with my money. Please don't tell James. I'm not telling James anything. That's your responsibility. But if he somehow contacts me, I'm not going to lie for you. She tried everything over the next few hours. Promised to divorce James and marry me. Said she'd choose me over him. Said she'd end things in Seattle and commit fully to Spokane. Begged for another chance. I didn't engage. Just told her to leave. She finally left around 9 p.m. The next day I got a call from a number I didn't recognize. Seattle area code. Hello. Is this Aiden Chun? Yes. Who's this? This is James Patterson, Carly's husband. My stomach tightened. What can I do for you, James? I need to know if what Carly told me is true. That she's been in a relationship with you in Spokane for over 2 years. It's true. I had no idea she was married until I saw the marriage certificate on our mortgage application. Mortgage application? We were buying a house together. I put down $50,000 as a down payment. The mortgage broker sent me the final documents and her marital status was listed as married. That's how I found out about you. Long silence. She was buying a house with you. She didn't tell you? She told me she had a boyfriend in Spokane, but it was casual. She didn't mention buying a house. Or living with you. Or any of the things I'm learning about now. We've been together over 2 years. We were planning a future together. I thought she was single. I thought we were working on our marriage long distance. She told me the Spokane job was temporary, that she'd be moving back to Seattle soon. She told me she'd moved to Spokane permanently for her career. We've both been lied to. Seems that way. Are you still together? You and Carly? No. I ended things as soon as I found out about you. I'm not interested in being the other man in someone's marriage. I'm filing for divorce. I've already talked to a lawyer. This isn't salvageable. I'm sorry you're going through this. Me too. But at least we both know the truth now. Over the next few weeks, the fallout continued. Wednesday, Carly tried to call multiple times. I didn't answer. Thursday, email from her. Long explanation about being confused and overwhelmed, about loving both of us, about not knowing how to choose, about making terrible decisions out of fear. I didn't reply. Friday, Carly's mother called. Aiden, this is Diane. Carly's mother. She told me what happened. I had no idea she was married. She never told us about James. She never told me either. I found out from a legal document. I'm so sorry you got caught up in this. You seem like a good man. You deserved better. Thank you. By early May, I'd completely reset. The $50,000 had been refunded. I'd canceled my change of address requests, canceled utilities setup, canceled everything related to the house purchase. Started looking at buying a place on my own. Smaller, something just for me. No co-buyers, no joint ownership, no complications. Started taking a Pacific Northwest cooking class, learned proper salmon preparation, Dungeness crab, wild mushroom foraging, and cooking. The regional techniques were grounding. Work stayed busy. Spring meant more construction inspections, more plan reviews, the usual rhythm of building season starting up. Late May, I ran into Dennis, the mortgage broker, at a coffee shop. Aiden, how are you doing? I'm good, Dennis. All things considered. I wanted you to know. I reported the situation to our compliance department. The marriage certificate issue, the potential fraud. They flagged Carly Patterson's name in our system. She won't be able to apply for a mortgage through our company again. Good to know. I've been doing this for 15 years, and I've never seen anything quite like that. Someone using their marriage certificate to one person while applying for a mortgage with a different person. It was a first for me too. You dodged a bullet. If you'd closed on that house, untangling the legal mess would have been a nightmare. Early June, I was at Manitou Park doing a morning run when I saw Carly. She was sitting on a bench near the duck pond, looking at her phone. She saw me, hesitated, then walked over. Aiden. Hi, Carly. How are you? I'm good. You? I'm managing. I moved back to Seattle. James and I are getting divorced. It's been finalized. I'm sorry to hear that. Are you really? I'm sorry anyone goes through a divorce. It's not pleasant, even when it's deserved. She flinched. I deserve that. What are you doing in Spokane? Packing up the last of my things from my apartment. Saying goodbye to the city. Are you staying in Seattle? For now, my job at Northwest Design Group ended. They found out about everything and said it was a conflict of interest, lying about my personal situation while representing their company. I'm freelancing now, trying to rebuild. That's tough. I destroyed everything. My marriage to James, my relationship with you, my job, my reputation. All because I was too cowardly to choose. You did choose. You chose to lie to both of us. That was a choice. I know. She looked at me directly. The $50,000 you put down, I know you got it back. But I wanted to say I'm sorry for putting you in that position. For letting you invest in a future with me while I was married to someone else. I appreciate you saying that. Is there any possibility? No, Carly. You don't even know what I was going to ask. It doesn't matter what you were going to ask. The answer is no. You spent over 2 years lying to me about being married. You were going to let me close on a house with you while you had a husband. That's not something I can forgive or move past. She nodded, tears forming. I understand. Good luck with everything. She walked away across the park. I finished my run. The morning was beautiful, clear sky, mountains visible, the kind of Pacific Northwest spring day that reminds you why people live here. That weekend, I made cedar plank salmon, proper Spokane style, wild caught from the Columbia River, careful temperature control, finished with a maple glaze. The kind of cooking that requires patience and attention. The $50,000 was back in my account. I'd used part of it as a down payment on a small house I'd found in South Hill. Just for me, my name only on the title, no complications. My fire inspector work continued teaching me that the most dangerous situations are the ones where people ignore the warning signs because they want to believe everything is fine. Smoke alarms disconnected because they're annoying. Emergency exits blocked because it's convenient. Safety protocols ignored because they slow things down. I'd ignored warning signs with Carly. The weekends in Seattle that were always vague. The reluctance to talk about her past. The way she'd been hesitant about the down payment contribution. But the mortgage documents had been the smoke alarm I couldn't ignore. The legal proof that what she'd been telling me didn't match reality. I didn't feel triumphant about her situation. I felt clear about the decision I'd made. I didn't feel vindicated. I felt whole. When the mortgage documents show your partner is legally married to someone else, and you've just put down $50,000 on a house together, do you try to understand their complicated situation, or do you immediately cancel everything and walk away? Share your perspective in the comments.